Hey, we got 3 people in here, so make sure you guys like and share this video. Today we got some kind of devastating news. I don't know what to say, but I feel like we need to keep our awareness at an all-time high.
Yes,
and I'll tell you why. Okay. Also, so the topics we're going to be discussing today, and it's not limited to, because you know how we do here. If you've been here before, honey, we get deep.
deep.
Right. And we definitely want you guys to join. We want your opinion. So we're going to talk about the 900 million people that are in China right now that are infected with coronavirus. Also, 600, it's either 60,000 or 600,000 deaths since the beginning of this year, a whole 17 days. Okay. And how we believe they need to go ahead and start shutting down the airports to China and to surrounding countries immediately before we get a whole nother lockdown here in the States. Also, one KNOXVILLE crash leaves one person dead. We did see details and we did see a video about that and how we feel about people who are videoing people's death. Okay. And then our last subject is going to be, why do men and women change once they get into a relationship? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the invite in the chat. And if you guys want to come up, let us know, and you can come up and give our thoughts. Okay. Yep. And first, we're going to go ahead and get into the intro. Okay, so make sure y'all like this video. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Divine Honesty. All right, please support the channel. First, we're going to get into this video about 900 million people in China right now have coronavirus and what this means today. I have multiple little videos, little clips of videos I have gathered on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and watch some of them now.
China touched 900 million. Some 900 million people in China have been infected with the coronavirus. The report estimates that it ranks Gansu province, where 91% of the people are reported to be infected, at the top, followed by Yunnan, 84%, and Qinghai, 80%. A top Chinese epidemiologist has also warned that cases will surge in rural China over the Lunar New Year. The peak of China's COVID wave is expected to last 2 to 3 months, added Zhang Wang, ex-head of the Chinese Center for Disease Control. China has stopped providing daily COVID statistics since abandoning zero COVID. China's central Hunan province is the only province to have given details of infection rates. Earlier this month, a health official there said nearly 90% of the population had had COVID, with similar rates seen in urban and rural areas.
That's crazy. Your microphone is muted.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Am I okay? Am I like echoing?
No.
Okay, so now I'm gonna get into this other video that's basically breaks down the latest that's going on in China as well.
60,000 people have died of COVID in China.
Do y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear it?
Policy in early
Mm-hmm.
A medical official from the National Health Commission says more than 54,000 of those deaths were people with underlying diseases, such as cancer and cardiovascular diseases. The World Health Organization and the United States have accused China of, quote, underrepresenting the severity of its current outbreak.
I think they just need to shut it on down. They ain't gonna be satisfied till we have it times 10.
They're not. What's so scary is that they're not making awareness, making this headline news. They're trying to, make it less than what it is. And what that's going to happen. What's going to happen is it's going to kill more people. So I think getting this knowledge out to people, start wearing your mask again. Start doing your social distancing. Go ahead and start doing it now. I haven't got the vaccine. Have you got the vaccine?
First of all, I'm not about to inject because they're gonna have another vaccine years to come. Like, and then they're gonna
let's not say vaccine. Let's not say vaccine because I've seen somebody tell. Let's say
maybe.
Okay, so have you got the? Okay, I haven't. However, I do still believe that this is a real virus. There's some people on here that don't even believe that it's a real thing. I believe it's a real thing. I had it twice.
Yeah.
So what we need to start doing now is start taking those precautions that we did when COVID.
Vitamins. Build your immune system.
Build your immune system. Get your T's in. Start doing what you're doing, because if there's already 900 million people affected in China, there's no airports being shut down. There's no restrictions on traveling. Of course, it's going to come to America because you know how it started out. It started out in China.
China. It started out in China.
We need to be very, very, very aware of that. Okay. Like I said before, we do have what somebody said, no vax. And yes, I knew it was up by the vibration. What do you mean by that? What do you mean that if you knew it was up by the vibration? Stop watching the news. I didn't even watch the news, y'all. I saw this on TikTok.
Y'all better start watching the news.
Y'all better start watching. I mean, because I don't watch me. I do not watch the news every day because it does set your vibration.
It stresses you out. Yeah.
It does stretches you out. So I can agree with that. But I also believe in being informed.
Aware.
And being aware. Because I don't think that you know how when people was coming out saying, oh, this is a hoax. No one really died. I've had it. I know it's true. I've known people who died. Well, I knew a friend who had their godfather passed because of it. So I know how real this is. And I do think it's our duty as podcasters to come in and spread this awareness and tell people to start going ahead, putting their mask back on and distancing 6 feet. It can't hurt you. The only thing it can do is give you a little protection. It's, you probably don't feel like wearing masks all the time, but be smart. We already know that this thing began in China. It came over to America, shut shit down. People were dead. If it's already 900 million people in China that is affected now and nothing is being shut down, what do you think is going to happen?
So not only that, how many do you think that's here that's affected?
Girl, I don't know.
Like,
you know what's so funny? You also have people that are asymptomatic that could be walking around giving it to people
with no symptoms, which is me. I am asymptomatic. I had it one time, but I didn't have no symptoms. I didn't even know I was sick, girl. I got tested and they said I was positive.
See, that's what happened to my daughter. Me, my daughter, and my son all had it. My son just said everything tastes like pork chop or everything tastes like ribs. My daughter didn't have no symptoms. I had bad symptoms. My whole body was aching. I couldn't breathe. I know this stuff is real.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I would suggest keeping your safety measures like when we had COVID, like down here. I think it would save a lot of lives. We need to go ahead and do this now. I didn't even see it on the news, honestly. So I don't even know anything about that. Okay. The next thing we're going to get into, and let me go ahead and say, so Darisha, do you have anything to add to the COVID?
No, I mean, it's just crazy. It gets to the point. It's like, what do you believe? Like what is real and what is not? And of course, like you said, people was affected by it, so it is real. Then they had articles that came out. I don't even know if you was aware of it, where they was basically saying when the COVID first hit, all the people that literally that they diagnosed and said had COVID and they died from COVID really died from some heart stress complication.
I've heard about that too, that they were basically inflating the COVID deaths. Like when people died over like being sick or had cancer, they were just saying COVID.
Yeah, they was just putting COVID on anything. So it's just like, okay, what this? I understand why people don't believe it, because it's just like, do it kill you? Do it make you very sick? Does it
kill? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it is real. It's real. Okay, I don't know how many people that's in the chat has been affected by COVID.
Yeah. And see, this was prior to me even getting like tested and all that. Like when it first came out, no, I didn't. I was a skeptic. I didn't believe. Like, come on, they said it came from consumptions of bats, like them eating bats and stuff. But how long over the years have this been a tradition in China where they eat animals, like different animals?
Ooh,
and why did it come back? Yeah, so why did we didn't have COVID back in the day? Like, what's different in the bats, or because they eat bats? So what's different in the species now than then?
It's the virus. Virus mutates over time, so
it builds.
But you also, there's another theory out there called gain to function theory that was actually like basically a science thing, or laboratory that tries to identify how certain viruses in animals can transmit to humans, and that was actually being funded in Wuhan, China, through what's his name? Oh my God, he's a scientist that people talk about now, and the senators was going back and forth with him. He had a whole debate. And I forgot his name, but yeah. So some people said it was in a laboratory and it leaked.
Yeah, which is more. I feel like that's more accurate. Like scientists come up great. Yeah, I feel like
people. Please tell me your guys' idea. And like I said, if you want to come up here, definitely put the invite. Let's get into these comments. Somebody say yes, it pays more for billing codes. Y'all are right. So people were inflating the deaths of COVID because they get paid more from it. See, somebody said billing for COVID pays more. Wow. Somebody said go on Twitter and watch Drop Dead. The new owner is a billionaire, and he put out the movie showing people been dying from the jab.
I gotta jot that down. I'm gonna go watch that.
What?
We're gonna see.
That's why I didn't get it. And they was threatening my job, and something told me to hold strong, because I was like, listen, I don't feel like it's legal that you can tell me to take something within my body and then I'll work from home. So I was like, I'm not even going to be around people. I'm going to take this shit to court. And they finally, because they kept saying you got 2 weeks. Then they said, no, you got 3 weeks. Then they said, no, they kept doing it until states actually brought it to the Supreme Court, and they put something called an injunction. Honey, I had my documents up on with HR. He was like, oh no, then you don't have to take it. But you was threatening everybody's job before. But see, if you hold strong to some shit, you got to go strong behind things. Because now what people are also trying to say is that the people who did lose their job, they should be able to get compensated, because now it's not even a requirement
at all.
Unless you're in the healthcare. Now, if it's healthcare, is a requirement for you?
It was. But you can opt out like that. Nobody can make you get injected. Nobody can make you sit and forcefully for you to get some type of, I don't know, injection put in your body. Like, no. They said it's like I had to literally say it was my religion.
See, that's what I don't understand. And I
shouldn't even have to do that.
Recommendation. You mean to tell me, if I say I'm anything else but a Christian for some reason, If I say I'm Muslim, I get more protection than if I'm a Christian and have my own mind and say no. So I can't speak for me as an individual, but I could speak for me as a religion.
It's a religion. Like,
that's right. So you mean to tell me my own voice don't matter in case I say I'm a Muslim and all that? Because I asked my manager, I said, what if I'm a Christian? He said, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Me not being a Christian don't count. So you mean to tell me Muslims get more protection over their bodies than Christians? Sad. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, honey. Somebody said bullzo. Okay, yes, honey. What? So I mean, this is how I feel about the whole. Okay, this is how I feel about it. I feel like if you want to, you should do it. Yeah. I feel like if you don't want to, you don't have to do it. That's how I feel.
That's why they made it a free country.
Honey, that wear seat belts. There's people who do not wear seat belts. I know a lot of people say no, but it's supposed to get the death tolls down. However, this is not a vaccine that's been out for that long for some people to feel safe.
No,
that's it should still be your choice. If I want to risk me being more able to my that's my choice. That's how I feel. Let's go ahead to another comment. Yes. And they also started trying to mass produce the holonistic approach hers we were using. Wow. And that's probably what helped a lot of people. I looked at the herbs and stuff like attention. So yes, I have religious exemption forms for anybody who wants them. Love y'all and knowledge exchange. Hell yeah, girl. Hell yeah. It shouldn't matter. Exactly.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't matter. It's my choice.
It's my body.
It's my body. It's my choice, because there's some people that you mean to tell me I can be like you, asymptomatic. I don't even have symptoms and I still got to take it. Because even if you have, and I promise you this, everybody that came to my get together for Christmas last year, not this year, but last year, got the fucking coronavirus. And tell me, guess who had the worst symptoms? The people who were vaccinated. No lie.
I wasn't even there at Christmas.
Whew. I just had like a cold, barely a cold. The people who was had to go to, one of them had to go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
How?
And it's supposed to prevent you from getting it.
Don't I supposed to have it worse than somebody who's So somebody said it's a way to track you down.
Have you seen that this whole, even before the vaccine, that they had these little things like these little pill cat like things that they put in needles and they can inject it in your skin?
Well, there are something called NATO technology, if I'm not sure, nano, and it's basically virus type of it's so small that you can't even see. It's not even a pill. It's something so small that they can detect. It's like nanobots. They call it nanobots.
Yeah, and they inject it in your skin.
I heard they can do that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I heard it from sci-fi, so I don't know if it's real.
Sci-fi is not real.
But I feel like they get a lot of shit from that though.
Yeah.
Somebody nano. I said it right. Maybe I'm smarter than what I think. Yeah. It's a no for me. And you know how I knew it was very suspicious for me. It's when the first people that got it was a black woman. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, oh, they trying to kill us. Girl, this video gonna be this video gonna say fact check. Oh, this is sad.
Yeah,
somebody said the nano can be implanted in pets and people too. Yeah, because they even have dogs that have technology like that.
Yeah, they can track it all.
First, they show the movies first. Girl, she on what? Honey. I had to use all my little stuff. They do show it in the movies first. You're right. They do show it in the movies first, and then we get it after.
Because we're not thinking. We're not thinking, but is it like an eye opener? Is it trying to tell us something before it happens? So y'all know y'all trying to put us up on game, but we're not taking heed of the acknowledgement and just.
So are they showing the in China situation? Are they showing that in on the news? Because I haven't really heard about it. Mm-hmm. I had to research, and I rarely heard anything about this. I had to research. Somebody said, yep. They said they have to show us. So you feel like in order for them to do, because I heard this too, in order for them to play out certain things, they have to put it in our face because we have to have some type of informed consent. Is that correct? Somebody said the hidden messages. Yes, exactly. Because if you think about it, in Hollywood, in the upper echelons of society, even though we might not see what the hell going on, they can converse with messages with themselves.
Yeah.
So everybody know everybody. So it's like we probably seeing a whole different aspect of a movie, but the people that's in that class probably like, oh, okay, that's what y'all trying, that's what y'all doing. They probably have a whole different perception with it, So I do believe that. Just like when kids watch a Disney movie or a movie, they have a whole different perception. But adults, we see all kinds of bullshit in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, what? They said what?
They did what?
I think that's the same level. So I do agree with hidden messages. It's not that hidden if people talk about it. You get what I'm saying? So they probably don't think. Well, they probably now don't even give a fuck because y'all still gonna buy the shit anyways. Like Balenciaga, it's crazy to me how Kanye West got canceled like this, but Balenciaga is no outrage. There's not people coming up saying they're burning Balenciaga as far as celebrities. There were so many celebrities, talk show hosts, news channel was trying to bash Kanye, but where are the execs of Balenciaga? Where's the media campaign on the news explaining herself? And these were for children. So what's really going on? Somebody say yes. What's really going on? Because why is Kanye saying something about the Jews like this, but Balenciaga could sit there and run a whole campaign? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
you know what I'm talking about, the Balenciaga?
You got to understand, Kanye West is who he is, which is totally different from Balenciaga's whole franchise. Like,
right.
So, of course, they're going to get, I say a slap on the hand, a slap on the wrist, and keep it.
But my thing, what is worse, sir? To me, what is worse?
To me, I feel like everybody has their own thoughts about a situation. Anybody can state their opinion and shouldn't be crucified. Like,
you should not be crucified. This is a country that has.
We're talking about the innocence of children. That's like it's the parents. I can't say the children. It's the parents that's agreeing to this bullshit or bull stuff. Because ain't no way you just gonna allow your child to sit up there and take a picture like that.
No, what then? That's what
then you're advertising it.
That's what needs to be investigated too.
We supposed to buy our kids this.
Exactly. Why would you put your children into that situation?
Just like people put their kids in this, in filming and doing all this extra stuff. Like, it's really behind that.
It's really the parents, like you said. And did y'all see that motherfucking video with Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears when they had that play?
She's being criticized for that.
But see, I feel like, unfortunately, if you have pigment, you're going to be whipped quicker than any race when you come with speaking your mind, doing anything wrong. A lot of times, other races, they get their shit slipped on the rug. Let's just be real.
Yes.
I mean, that's just the Jew thing to me with Kanye. Yes, it's wrong. I guess if you did hurt somebody's feelings, okay. But that's, to me, you shouldn't be canceled over an idea.
Over a thought.
But you're promoting pedophilia.
That's
not canceled. Like, you don't even you're talking about hurting other people. Kanye talk about what he thinks. Who gives a damn? Y'all still going to run fucking Hollywood at the end of the damn day.
Y'all exploiting children.
How is that not a crime? How are these people not investigated? You know what I mean?
But they still got their brand.
Right, they still gonna have their brand. They probably got more nasty ass customers. It says, oh yes, I have a build for that about Kanye. Pedophilia have been hidden in American society and baby, all the private islands.
For years. And it starts with these kid actors, like the industry with kids. No.
And you see how most kids in the industry turn out.
They are psychotic. They literally they lost their mind. I ain't gonna say lost their mind,
Literally.
but
Girl,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
they just lost their way in life. You know, like all their life they had to do what this way, or it's scripted for them. So when you get older,
right.
you didn't get to live your childhood years. So when you
Right.
get older, you trying to be a child instead of being an adult.
But you said something right there. Yes, because they couldn't be a child when they was a child. So now that they're adult, then they trying to be a child.
Yeah, they
And not
can't.
only that, the child industry only relate to children. So as soon as you get older, that spotlight not on you no
It's
more. So
gone.
then you have to move out this spotlight energy of you being a child to now you basically ain't shit as an adult. And some people cannot
Handle
withstand
it.
that. I feel like the number one of the most people that I love growing up, and I just saw them crashes, Lizzie Lohan. I was like, oh my God, Lizzie Lohan. And first she was on everything, girl. Now she just cracked
You
out.
know
I'm
who
just
it
like,
was for
oh
me?
my God. Who?
What's his name?
Orlando
Brown.
Orlando Brown. Oh my God. And Raven, even though Raven, she was still kind of word out too a little bit, but she got back together. You know what I mean? Also, Aaron Carter, Drew Barrymore. I mean, we could keep going. We could keep going. I feel like eventually Ariana Grande gonna come out and say, "Oh, she done had some fucked up energy too." You said people say stuff about black people. People say nigga, happy
all the time. You be sitting at their table saying it.
You said they be on drugs, yeah, because they probably got fed that in the industry. They probably, they see
the boost your energy.
The boost, yeah. Honey, we speaking on some shit today. Well, you said Kenya Newton, honey. Even though if y'all talking to each other, we still gonna also, Kanye is conscious, and they also try to shut him down in 2020. I have a little something about that. And Orlando Brown also talks truth that make them both to be crazy. Come up here, Vanessa. Let me put the invite, Vanessa.
They do. They do. They deem it as crazy instead of deeming it as getting them help or listening.
And it's sad because it's like we have this Christian type of society that 2/3 of Americans are Christian, but billions of dollars are spent on the Hollywood and entertainment. So it's like, what really are we when it comes to Americans as a collective? Because if we were truly mostly Christians, why do certain celebrities are billionaires that promote devil shit?
Yeah, and get more money.
What this society is really ran by? What Hollywood is really ran by then? I don't want our show to be just, conspiracy theories, but we like to also talk about pieces, like I call them think pieces that make you think.
Yeah.
Because we have to think. We can't allow people to think for us. We have to think. One thing about our podcast is that we're very open-minded.
Yeah.
Very much. Look, we got hand claps in here. See, they feel us in here. Make sure you guys share and like the video. The more likes, the more shares, the more views, and it helps out our algorithm. So just make sure you do that. The Secret Mason movie about George Bush. But also, what's that other movie? I don't know. Was it Tom Hanks that playing it? It was about the Da Vinci Code. Was it Da Vinci Code?
I think so.
I'm scared to say this shit on the internet. I ain't even gonna lie.
I wish they would. Y'all ain't about to take my music.
I feel like they're gonna be listening to our
what's up?
Like, and these companies, y'all, did y'all know? I did research. Did y'all know that these companies that own certain like media outlets like NBC, ABC are owned by one company? And like 10 to 12 companies have the same owners. And these are the people who run our media, which is our information outlet. So it's only really being ran by a couple families, a couple owners.
Yeah.
And NBC, the History Channel, Food Network is all owned by one company like Vision Tech or something. I didn't even know that, y'all. Let me see if I can find to tell y'all how this shit is.
It's
companies who own.
We need to get more Black businesses. We need to get more Black-owned podcasts, more Black news channels, more Black-owned, all of that, like networks, all of that. We need to tap in too.
We definitely need to tap in. We need our voices to be heard.
Yeah, we got
People
voices.
to see other women and
It's
see other
time
black
to
women.
speak
Because you
up.
know, a lot of times when you see black women on media, what do you see? Like, what do we see? We always see reality TV fighting.
Yeah.
We never see. I mean, we got
It's
our bombs.
never a sisterhood. Like, we are not like I say younger days, like 20, of course it was all about that. When we get older, like 26, like 27, 30, we trying to build a bond. Like, we trying to build stuff. We're not trying to fight. Like, it's too much of that. It's too much of that. Let's do something different. Let's switch it up.
Oh, my bad.
Don't you listen to me while I'm listening to me. But yeah, it gotta be more support. Like,
we need more. We need, because we can do this. But you see, when people, sorry, I'm gonna have to do that later. When people also try to buy the media, they're shut down.
Yeah, like Bill Cosby, he was trying to buy the media.
Yes.
What happened to him?
Somebody said it's a lot of info out there. Somebody said, yes, y'all in it. What, honey? Absolutely twerking, right? Twerking, honey. Oh, well, let me go ahead and get into this article that I find. Okay. And I said, who owns the media? Okay. And it says about 15 billionaires and six corporations own most of the U.S. media outlets.
Just six.
Media collaborates, that means owning multiple shit in America, are AT&T, Comcast. And this AT&T, Comcast is where we get our internet information from. The Walt Disney Company, National Amusement, which is Viacom. Viacom, I want to say, it's like reality TV that has like VH1 and shit. News Corp and Fox Corporation are both owned in parts by the Murdochs. What? 6 companies that almost everything. Look. Let me get down here, honey. The 6 companies. Look at all this. Television and film. All this shit is owned by one company. Video game, internet. So this is right here is, let me see, the owner. Summer Redstone, this white old man. National Amusement. Look at all the shit he owned. He even owned BET. He ain't even black. Look. He owned Cartoon Network. And let's think about what these shows represent and how it's the same shit, but it don't need to be the same shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, he got VidCom. He got Trees, which this is what, a Spanish TV. He got all the Nickelodeons, BET Gems, BET, all BET, Sport Network. Let's go back down. Then he owned print video games. And this is all the internet they own. Then let's go down to the next white man. We got the CEO, Bob Iger. This is what he owned. AE, ABC, ABC News, FYI. I mean, what? Marvel, Pixar. Look at his print. Look at his video games. Then we have Tom Warner. This is Jeff BQ's. He owned Adult Swim. I love Adult Swim or Cartoon Network. Cinnamon, HBO, Latin America. He ain't even Latin. You see what I'm saying? Look, Time. Look at all this. Then we have Comcast, Brian L. Roberts, white man. This is crazy. CBN, MSN News, Sci-Fi. That's my show. Sprout. What? Ventures. Look. Then it's another. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna have nothing. Fox TV, Fox News, Fox. He just on Fox, honey.
Yeah.
Music, wireless. What? Then Sony. Okay, here. Ooh, Chinese coming, honey. What they own? Two-way traffic. I don't really know. Crackle. I don't really know. Sony. I know Sony. Pop. I don't even know them. True Entertainment. Do we know Sony? Okay. He owns Sony. Okay.
Sony is like the TV brand.
Wow. So you mean to tell me these 4 people basically is running the media? So what we get out the media is what they want.
Yeah, what they want. What they want us to see.
So, honey, I just had to tell us.
And you gotta know they all gotta be in cahoots with each other.
They all are in cahoots with each other. That's the thing. And they also get together each year to talk about annual reports. So while they're talking about annual reports, they're going to all be on the same level because they're going to want to have the maximum profits. You know? Somebody said Walt Disney is pedophile kid lover, most media connected to kids. I bet it is. And we done seen some crazy.
Yeah. I gotta get back with you on that, but it's like a TV show. iCarly, it was a girl on there. She was dealing with like that type of stuff with her director.
What you mean? What type of stuff with their director?
She was dealing with the pet with her director, like trying to touch on her and stuff and everything. Like,
I believe it. Let me look at this video. I don't know if we can watch. Hopefully it doesn't get banned, but let me show y'all something because this is real. Hopefully it don't get banned.
Pregnant, and I finally know what I'll actually need for when baby arrives. Thanks to
Disney is known for including little Easter eggs in their movies, whether it's a character cameo or a reference to another movie. They are pretty clever, but some of their Easter eggs have been known to get fairly dark. From references to Stephen King's The Shining to characters being showed dead. Let's talk about these and more only in today's video. Top 10 scary hidden Disney Easter eggs. Starting off this countdown, we have Scar's corpse. The Lion King's character Scar can be seen in Hercules, but he's not alive. No, they show his dead body, which is pretty dark, Disney. Sheesh. So in Hercules, there's a scene where Hercules is wearing a lion on his body while he's getting painted. He then takes it off and throws it on the floor, and we can clearly tell that it's the body of Scar. So after the Lion King, Scar was skinned and then given to Hercules. How dark. And this was actually confirmed by Disney's lead animator. Andreas Deja worked on animating both Hercules and Scar in The Lion King. So they threw this in as a little Easter egg. In our 9th spot, we have The Shining. And if you guys are liking this video so far, why don't you hit that thumbs up button? Because it really helps us out and I appreciate it. Stephen King's The Shining was referenced an awful lot all throughout Toy Story, which is super whack because we all know that The Shining is not a kid's movie and it's certainly not Disney friendly. First, let's take a look at the first Toy Story. Fans were quick to point out that the carpet in Sid's house looks exactly like the carpet in the hotel in The Shining. I mean, they are different shades, but it's the exact same design, which is also quite clever because then they're trying to use this to symbolize how terrified the toys feel inside of Sid's house by comparing it to how the characters felt living in the hotel in The Shining. Like 10 out of 10. That was super well done. But that's not all. There was another reference to The Shining, but this time in Toy Story 3. They used the number 237 a lot throughout this film. 237 is reference to room 237 in The Shining. This number can be seen on the license plate of a
That's some crazy.
Mama.
Hi.
Yes, control the programming. You know who pointed this out? What's his name? Eddie Griffin. He was like, tell a vision, like television, tells a vision programming. You gotta look at the wordplay because they do have it is in our face.
Yeah.
We have iPad.
So
iPad, they watching us. I don't know, honey. I be thinking because have anybody else had this experience where you're talking about something to somebody else and then you find that shit on social media?
Mm-hmm.
All the time, and
have you ever heard us like? Have you ever like been thinking of a song, or maybe even hummed it, and it plays on Pandora?
Yeah, I don't have Pandora.
Well, if you have it on your phone, and like one time I
believe it listens to you.
I was just singing the song in my head. Same way it came on. You have it on your phone, and not only that, when you thinking something or like talking about something, yeah, it'll pop up like on your news feeds on Facebook or anything like.
Yeah, because it's trying to create a virtual reality.
So is that not invading a privacy?
It is, but you have the ability to push no, to go into your settings and push no, like cookies. Basically, cookies, when it says you agree to these cookies, it's basically saying cookies are taking your data and your information. So if you say no, they're supposed to not do it.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Someone said absolutely shopping. Okay, they want us to spend that money. But also, if you've seen this movie, I think it's called The End Game. Basically, the setup is that the world is basically a dystopian, or after apocalyptic type of energies, things happen. Most people go into virtual reality, like the meta thing, and that's how they live their life. There, they have their comforts, they have their necessities, and so basically the algorithm has made the things that you like virtually possible, but you're not there in body. So I think that's what they're trying to get to, because there's some people who rather be on the game. Now what type of man I'm talking about, and they're women too, because I heard a couple in China actually was on this virtual reality game so much that their newborn starved. So there are people who are so invested into video games that they basically say fuck their real life. Just like Avatar, if you get what I'm saying a little bit. Okay. Yes, and I'll say it, and then it's suggested on Siri. What? Somebody said now all those 100 pages that we don't read. Exactly. When we agree to terms, when it's the update, they probably got all kinds of stuff, but nobody reads it. You get what I'm saying? So she said that, honey. Somebody says maybe. Yes. What? Yes, girl. Like, I mean, there's things that we don't know because we have been blinded by entertainment.
For so long.
We have been brought up to basically go against our morals, because
and our thoughts.
If we're truly a Christian society, 2/3 of Americans, it's been reported. Let me pull up the numbers because I like to be very accurate. What is the percentage? But I think it's going down because I think a lot of people are starting to get into this new age energy and being more spiritual. Of Americans are Christian. I want to know this. Look how many, girl. It says here. Let me go ahead and share this number. How much y'all think? Everybody take a guess. How many people percentage-wise do y'all believe it's Christians in America? Dorisha, you go first.
50%.
You think half?
Yeah.
Let me get some numbers. What do y'all think? I said 2/3, which is like 75%. Somebody say 60. Somebody say 85. Let's see. Hold on. 65%. 65% of people are Christians. United States has been called a Protestant nation. I didn't know that. In 2019, this is before COVID, so people probably didn't change their mind. I'm just playing. Christians represent 65% of the total population. 43 is identified as Protestants. What is Protest? What is that? 20% as Catholic and 2% as Mormon. People with no formal religion was a form of 26% of the population. There roughly are 23 million more adults in the U.S. than there were in 2019, and about 2/3, so I was right, of them identify as Christians. Okay, so it says anywhere from 265 to 75%, 230 to 250 million. The majority are Protestant. Am I saying that right? Protestant Christians.
They look weird in my
Let
end.
me see. What is that? Do you know what that is?
I can't see it.
You can't see what?
Like the letters is small.
Oh, let me see something. Oh, dang.
I mean, if I get close, maybe, but I don't want to be in my camera looking.
Okay. So any Western Christian who is not adherent of the Catholic Church. Also, basically, that's like regular Christians. So we're called Protestant Christians. Ah. Okay. So, honey, we had to get into some information right there. But anyways, I find that very interesting. But if you look at rappers and you look at all these people, it's like, how are they millionaires and billionaires?
They know how to play the game very well.
I mean, come on now. So somebody said 85%. That's it from 60. It was right, 65. Yes. I mean, when you really take a look at what we're being programmed, it is opposite from what people more stance is. But I also believe I also believe you don't have to have a religion to have morals.
No.
But when you say you are have a religion background, you should act in that description. Like if I say I'm a Muslim, should I really be going out here eating pork?
No.
You know, I mean, I guess if you want to, I mean, you can be a pork eating Muslim, but is that then you just might as well not. I feel like for a Christian, if you are a Christian, like you're supposed to walk as Christ. So for you to call yourself that, shouldn't you do what Christ do? Should you not do the 10 commandments? Like, should you not break them? So if that's the case, why we're talking about hoes and bitches and committing adultery?
I mean,
sins. Why are you talking about killing people when that's a sin and you're a Christian?
I feel like the whole purpose of us being on earth was to, live our life in the way that we see it without judgment. And it's like, how can you say God died for our sins? He died for our sins, right?
That's another thing. Someone please tell me this. Let me put the invite.
He died for our sins because
Jesus died. If Jesus died for our sins, why people say we going to hell?
I feel like it's just controlling.
It's a control thing. If he died for our sins, then that means we don't go to hell, right?
Yeah, he died for our sins. So we can sin and we are forgiven for the sin.
I honestly feel like it's all comes from man and man thought.
Yes, of course it did.
I mean, because man wrote it. That's what I think. But I think that's okay. Like, for example, there's not everything in the Bible that I feel like is conducive. There's some things that are very ineffective for,
but we don't know, like verbatimly, we don't know because we don't speak Hebrew or none of that. Like,
but I also believe that you can really align yourself and find the right message from God, the university creators, through yourself. There's nothing different between you and Matthew. There's nothing different between you and Moses. What you have to do is believe that you can receive that too, because all this is coming from a man who wrote it down. So why can't you have that connection? It didn't just stop there, So I think
you do have that connection. It's all about tapping into that connection. It's like that thing that tells you in your head, oh, do this, that, and third. Don't do this, that. That's telling you. That's your guidance, basically.
Your guidance.
When you go out of your comfort zone and go out of what your head told you to do, then you're gonna get misguided and led to a path that destruction. Like,
but do you know what is the backward word for lived?
Evil.
Devil. Well, live is evil. Lived is devil.
So that's what I'm saying. Is it hell?
You're living backwards, you're living in devil energy. And what's backwards? Going away from your path. What is your path? What you the fuck want in the end of the day? If I want to live, what's going backward from my past is doing drugs that can kill me. That's devil energy. If I truly want to live on earth. If I want to be successful, what's living in devil energy, backwards energy, not living, not doing anything to fulfill my dreams.
Yeah.
If I want a happy relationship, but I'm cheating, that's backwards because I'm living in devil. It's going backwards from what you want in life.
Yeah.
And that's actually depending on the person. So that's why I believe we have hidden messages and things are showing to us because we also live in illusion, but with illusions, there's also truth.
Behind all of it.
Honey, here we do get deep. Even Christians also believe that the Old Testament is no longer valid. What? Let's read this again. Even Christians also believe that the Old Testament is no longer valid, but forgiven 7 times over. So if I'm forgiven 50 million times, and you know what? I told somebody this before. I said, listen, if God is everything, God is the Omega, God is everything, that means God is the devil too. Couldn't fathom it. I'm like, how the fuck God's not
the devil?
That's the same energy. It's what you want. It's concepts. Like, for example, I try to break this down. Do you know when we say we about to go to see 3D, the third D or 3D, you know that's the dimension. We live in the 3D dimension because we have length, width, and height, right? Just like this bottle. The length, the width, the height. Okay. We live in the 3D dimension, but music, concept, thoughts, words, all live in a whole different dimension. That's why when you have an epiphany, you know, when they say epiphany, I looked up this the other day. This is the word for epiphany. Because epiphany is like what, an idea, right?
Yeah, the idea that is it like an idea that comes true or something like that? Like comes to reality or something like
When
that?
you have a sudden realization, you become conscious of something very important. Epiphany is a sudden conscious realization, reality due to some event that is simple and striking. Where does that come from? Your mind. That's not in the 3D realm. That's in a higher realm.
Your conscience.
Your conscience. People forget the conscience. And then when you look it up, it says right here, let me, can y'all see this? Am I sharing this? Let me see. When you look it up right here, look, it says the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles. So basically, the epiphany, right, is something that the Gentiles, which are people who I think were not of a land, I'm not for sure, but basically they're seeing something. Look, a manifestation of a divine or supernatural being. What? So you basically telling me this is otherworldly, not of this dimension. Basically, that's what it's saying. So when we that's why the certain concepts are not of this earthly realm, because this earthly realm deals with the 3D. But even within 3D, we can't see everything because there's birds that can see ultralights. I mean, like bats can see in the dark.
Yeah.
There's dogs that can smell different
They can smell fear.
They're here, but we just can't access it. So how do we really know what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? We don't. Because we know that dogs and shit and other animals can hear and see things we cannot see. So we can't say that it's not there because we see them interacting with it. You get what I'm saying? Even a baby. So we basically what I'm saying is when we talk about religion, we have to understand the consciousness level and having epiphanies. When you have an epiphany, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So what else are we doing? Including onto our religion, we're not having epiphanies anymore. We're not having ideas that are so profound that it changed a way of thinking. So people do, but not us as a culture. And why is that? Because we're surviving, and we're surviving off of being fed television programming.
Yeah, we surviving off of music, off of what we put into the world, like social media bring out to the world, like just to put extra money in their pocket, they're gonna do it.
They're going to do it. And not only that, it's when people say it's the blind leading the blind, it's very funny because if you think about Genesis, right? Who was blind before they ate the fruit?
Yes, Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. So it's just funny to me. People say the blind leading the blind, but who was blind? The first people that only opened their eyes when they got knowledge. But is knowledge the true enemy?
Maybe too much knowledge could be, detrimental.
Because look at the knowledge we have when it comes to atomic bombs. You gotta look at this because I be looking at stuff. A lot of things are metaphor because you can read, I believe, all types of religious books, and you will find the truth, just like you will find some illusions. Because it's just like man's head. You had Adam, you had God in the garden, and you had the devil in the garden. If the devil went to hell, why the fuck was in the garden? That's what I want to know. Like if I created some people, why would the devil be in the garden? Like if this is like the best thing, paradise on earth, why the hell the devil got access to it?
God need to tap in on this live.
God, why did you neglect us like that and leave us do you want to get mad because we listen to the devil, but he here 365 days out the year. But I feel like you want to come and visit us on the weekend, and you mad because we listen to this motherfucker, and you want to visit us on the weekend, and he gave us all knowledge.
What if God do give us knowledge? What if it's like God taught to us, right? God is the conscious in our head telling us what not to do. But when we do other stuff anyway, I feel like that could be like devilish. Like that could be the devil telling you to do this.
But have you also heard the story Jobs in the Bible? Basically, there was this man who loved God so much that the devil that God made the devil
Mm-hmm.
bring mercy on him to say that he's not going to change his stance on heaven and on God. And he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is with job, that whole analogy of now, because we're working, which is jobs now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get into that, like wages and all that. But anyways, and undertakings. But anyways, basically what I'm trying to say is the devil is used by God. That's what a lot of people don't understand, because when we see his testaments, it's all test.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest tester? It has to be a pro antagonist or somebody who's on the opposite. Somebody's living that worse. Because sometimes I'm gonna tell you this. Let me hold my thought, and I'm gonna get to these chats right here. We got yes, Dimensions, Matrix. Honey, the Matrix is my favorite movie. Matrix, my favorite movie. She said, like, yes. And that's when Christ said his spirit will be with us and tell us everything. Exactly. And we all have his spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody dancing, honey. They feeling this live. God allow him to access us and test. Someone says, yes, job. Exactly. And how I feel about, just understanding things. And I forgot what I was about to say, but I should have said it. But basically, I just feel like this. Your intentions of who you are matter.
Most definitely.
And I feel like that's what matters more than
anything.
What you believe. Because you can believe. There's Christians who believe in Jesus and still would kill your ass.
Yeah. Kill they
There's
say.
Christians that still believe believe in heaven and hell, but they still sell your ass some crack. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to me, it's not about believing it, but just believing. It's about your intentions, what's coming through your heart. Because let's be real, who says that Jesus' preferred language, or God, or whoever, the universe preferred language is English? I was talking to someone before, and I was like, when I was doing tarot. And they was telling me the story in the Bible and how, people who do tarot go to hell. And I'm like, okay, if God was everything, he created fucking tarot.
Yeah. And
he created tarot just like he created us, okay?
Just like he created people, just like he created atheists, just like he created.
Exactly. And I asked him, and I was like, he was like, I believe in God. He was like, not the God I believe. I said, first of all, why you think out of this, it's over 200 and something languages right now. There's been hundreds of languages that existed. Why do you feel like English is the preferred language?
Maybe not.
Why would English be the preferred language? I don't think God cares about that. You know what I mean? Somebody said, and crystals. Yes, crystals. Everything is created. The creation itself depends on the concepts that you allow to have. There's a higher concepts that will get you heaven results, and there's a lower concept that will get you devil results. And that's how I feel.
Higher energy and lower vibration.
Too much knowledge in the hands of the people that's not aware enough or give a fuck enough about other people can be dangerous. It could be destructive,
detrimental.
And that's why I feel like a lot of stories that are told, not just the Bible, but a lot of different religious backgrounds and texts have truth in it as well as illusions. So it's up to you to have that center energy to be like, this makes sense. I'm gonna implement that in my world. But you don't see it like that. You have societies who are mostly Christians, but the products of that Christian society, the product of the Christian society is not Christian light.
No.
So we're living backwards. We're living in devil energy. Because the backwards of lived is devil. So that's how I see it. And he speaks all languages, God, right? And you know how they said dogmatic religions, that means one religion, and dogs are best friends. What's the backwards of God? Dog. It's called etymology, girl. When I tell you, etymology is the study of languages and words. When you start reading etymology, girl, you'll be like, oh my God, spells are spells. How you spell is a spell, because why certain words backwards is certain this is a different word.
Totally different. It's a totally different word, meaning everything. And it could be the word that just is similar. It sounds alike, but
it's different.
Yeah, it sounds
it's only like in English, because in language, for example, I and I. It's spelled different, and it is different meanings. Not that I and I. I'm an I. Just like red and red. I read red.
There and there. Like
there and there. Yes.
There and there.
C and C. I see you by the sea. What is our words? That's what English is, the language that you definitely don't need to, if you're not saying God, if you're not saying if you're not saying this, because if you really want to get real with the shit, it came to Africans through slaves. Because Black people didn't know English or Hebrew, honey. At least you was in Northern Africa.
And we in America.
Let's be real. The people who got picked up on the western coast of Africa, Ghana, all that, didn't know Hebrew. They knew that African text. So if we ain't seeing people in the Bible named Chakasha, that's not our damn people. It's not Matthew, John, and Luke. It's English, but you got to be really open-minded to have that conversation with yourself, because a lot of people don't want to believe that. Like, okay, the only reason why we know about the Bible is through the slave masters. And then you think about it too. Why the hell was they burning crosses in Black people's yards? Why the KKK was doing that?
Maybe they was against God too, because we were all evil.
George, get the hell out of here. I be thinking like critical thinking is a motherfucker, because once you can critically think, a lot of shit we really just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like that's okay, because most of this world is dark matter, dark energy. 98% of the world's matter is dark energy, meaning they just don't know. So you mean to tell me we know of 2% through a human perspective? Because we even know now there's certain animals that can see and smell different shit than we can. So we can't even say off all the knowledge on earth, because we don't even know most of the ocean, but we know everything about God.
Nope.
I don't think so either. And that's why I didn't have a problem with tarot cards, because I think it's more about, I do believe in a divine creation, because one thing that points to that is DNA. DNA tells your body and your organs and what you want to be. So through DNA, through epiphanies, through rationalization, through being aware, through consciousness, I do believe that there's a higher energy and there's a higher being as far as all of us being connected. I do believe that. And I believe different religions is different perceptions.
Most definitely.
And I believe if anybody going to put you in hell, it's going to be yourself. And anybody going to put you in heaven, it's going to be yourself. Just like you can't make nobody else go to heaven.
Just because you go to church don't mean.
No, you know the Zodiac killer, one of the famous serial killers of all time, was a preacher or a pastor.
They be in cults.
Do you not know that there's pastors out there fucking everything that's walking?
You know what? I don't want to put it.
I know that the motherfucking what's his name? The Pope had over 200,000 sexual abuses cases. Let me look that up, because y'all think I'm lying.
No, definitely have. But why they just push that under the rug, though?
Because it's a form of control. It's also a form of money. Did you know? Look, y'all, sexual abuse. Posts express shame over sexual abuse. If you look this up, all you will see is sexual abuse, sexual abuse, sexual abuse. And you know where I think it comes from? Look it up. Let me see.
Them not getting beat up enough.
Well, Pope revises church law and updates rule on sexual abuse. Pope apologized for sexual abuse scandal with sorrow and shame. Pope expressed shame over church response to sexual abuse. Pope on sexual abuse. We show no care for the little ones. Former Pope Benedict was stopped by the press pre-sexual abuse scandals. Look, there's too much shit. And not only that, you know where I think it comes from? Because think about it. In Christianity, they left out what? The woman. Think about the three Trinity. Think about three Trinity that makes perfect sense. A man, a woman makes a child. That's the perfect three, right? That's the perfect creation. We're talking about the creator. That's the perfect creation. Female and male lion come together and make a baby. That's female, male come together and make creation. Now, when you think about the three Trinity in church, where's the woman? She's the Holy Ghost. It's the Father, the Son, the woman, right? No, the Holy Ghost. I believe that's why they be fucking little boys, because priests can't fuck. They put the woman out out of the equation, which we know that makes sense that the Holy Ghost is replacing the woman. You know, that's why these motherfuckers fucking everything. That's how I believe. That's why I believe it. Yes, synchronism, our religion. It's true. And then
tell me mine, because I'll take them on up out of here.
Right. I'll be in hell that day. Fuck mine. Okay.
Now dancing and
don't give a damn about it. Somebody said, and then make the priest abstinent. Exactly. You make them not want sex. Like sex is a demon. Sex is a bad thing. When sex is creation, it tells you go out there and be and multiply. But then again, I mean, if you think about Christianity and their perception of creation, how in the hell two people made all the humans in the world? That's interbreeding. That's interbreed. That's inbreed. Have y'all seen the people that look like what they look like when you interbreed? Let's pull that up. Because you mean to tell me
the wrong turn one, wrong
turn interbreeding in humans? Y'all I'm gonna show
you. That shit real.
Girl, look at the interbreed. Look, so you mean to tell me
that shit is real? That shit, yes. Like, girl, I don't think they like look like that, but maybe like that's more realistic. That's realistic. That's clickbait.
Yeah.
Interbreeding.
This is the blue people. Let me show you.
Oh my God, have you seen them? They got takers. Yes, I got a story about them.
They do on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. I seen it. Look at the blue people, y'all, from interbreeding. Have you seen it? That's the real Papa Smurf.
I thought they had something to do with like a chemical.
No, they had I watched a whole documentary. They had a gene that's in their family that made people gene. Because look at your veins now. They're blue, right? Mm-hmm. Your blood is blue. When it hit oxygen, it's red.
Yeah.
They had some type of mutation in their genes that made them blue. So since they were interbreeding, because everybody was just on that mountain, on the Appalachian Mountains, and they didn't have a lot of people to mate with, more people came up blue.
Wow.
He's one of them. He went on the Oprah show. Papa Smurf is a real person. Look. See, one thing about me is that I love to research, honey. I love the research. Make sure you guys like and share this video. A lot of those early Europeans groups often did that, and that's who captured us from the coast of Africa. Exactly. A lot of these, the England and their kings and queens, they were interbred or interbreeded. And the pharaohs too, because they believe that they can keep the
family
power within their own genetics, that their family will always have power.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. You speaking some truth right there.
Honey, we can get on another subject, okay?
What is it?
My other subject is going to be, why is the death toll rising and the birth rate declining, honey?
Did we speak on that?
Crash?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hold that. Let's go to this Knoxville crash. If you guys are not from Knoxville, you probably have not heard of this, but this is so sad. Let me go ahead and find some pictures, because I have pictures. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, and it's a video, but we ain't gonna show no video just out of the respect for the family. Like, yeah, it's too gruesome and.
Oh my God! So basically, let me pull it up here. I don't know why it hasn't downloaded, because I said. Well, I'll go to my page and pull it up here. First, let me, I'm going to show you the video. I mean, the pictures. I'm not going to show the video.
Yeah, we ain't going to show the video on here because out of respect for the family, like,
But there's people who actually had videos of people dying in the car crash, and I think it's so sick.
It's kids. It's no.
So.
And that's another thing, like, when we have, like, when it's situations like this, like, I understand taking a little pictures, video in the car, but getting on to these people in their faces at their critical moments is just that's not no cool point. Like, that's not cool.
You're trying to go viral off of someone.
And that's not cool. You don't know these people, family that got to sit up here and watch their loved one
being replayed and replayed.
That's traumatizing. We don't want to see that. And then, like I said, it was a whole child in this whole situation. It was a whole child that was thrown out of the vehicle.
Let me go ahead and give the backstory for some people that's not from Knoxville. So according to the local news here, 10 News, it says one was killed, several taken to hospital with injuries after a multi-car crash on Magnolia Avenue. And if you're not from Knoxville, that's the black side of Knoxville.
East side.
Police and fire crews responded to a serious crash in East Knoxville that killed one person and hospitalized several others. If there's a video going around Knoxville, which is shame on him, that actually shows the crash, and it shows a little girl with blood coming out her mouth. She had to be 5 or 6. It shows a little boy. Go ahead and tell them what else it shows.
It was a little boy in the video. He was like trapped inside the car. The guy that was supposed, I guess, was in the car with them. Like, I don't even know how the wreck occurred, but it was 3 cars that was involved. They were working on him for a certain amount of time. I don't even know if he died on the scene
or what.
Huh?
I said one person did die. Hopefully,
one person did die.
Okay, so let me go ahead and
I'm praying it's not the little girl, sweetheart.
I'm praying it's not, but she had math. She was like her eye. Oh, I had to hurry up and click out because I got mad. I was like, why would you know that?
We have
but
kids.
According to the Knoxville Fire Department, crews responded to a significant and serious crash on 2800 block of East Magnolia. Authorities asked people to avoid this. So basically, right now, this car that I'm showing you guys was the one who crashed into a orange car. It crashed into an orange and white car, and then it hit this house. So this is the car that was supposedly speeding or racing that hit another car, then hit this. They actually, 2 people actually got out this car and left. Okay, and let me give y'all the other pictures. Wow, look at that car. That's the other car that got hit. This is the other car that got hit. Look how you had to be going over 100. There is no way you. Oh no. Anyways, and we feel like there needs to be a public announcement for people who take videos and post it with people dying, people last moments. What if this was your family member?
What if it was your daughter laying on the ground, bleeding from her mouth? Like, you are not about to pull out your phone, put it on record, and be in your daughter's face.
To video. I mean,
then post it on social media,
so all her family can look at that over and over.
That is traumatizing. Really traumatizing and very disappointing, because it's like that little girl was sitting there literally like dying. I don't even know dying, but in dire pain.
Basically dying.
In so much pain. She couldn't even cry. She couldn't even cry. Only thing she could do was moan. Like, that's all you could hear her do was moan in the video. And it's just like me having a child, me having a daughter. Like, I couldn't imagine seeing my baby on the side, like she was ejected out of the car. So I couldn't imagine seeing my child laying on the ground. I'm not there, and I'm having to find out from a Facebook video. That is bullshit. Literally. That's disrespectful as heck, and it's messed up. And it's still on there.
And the thing is, people have been so, what's that word I use? Desensitized.
Yes.
That they don't understand the value of the situation and the trauma it is, because everybody wants to have attention. Everybody wants to go viral. So it's like, oh, let me capture this.
Any little thing, y'all go run with it.
People will disrespect themselves in order to go viral. And this is the community, this is the society that we live in. So make sure you be aware and you stay prayed up, not even prayed, but you have your energy,
acknowledgement.
You stay strong to your core, because you have all these people that's running around confused, trying to put labels on you, trying to do things to get attention, trying to do things to get viewed, and will use you at your vulnerable moment to have some type of attention.
And
we have
that's
to be aware of that, because what person would sit there, and I'm pretty sure this man's intentions were not to cause trauma to people and their families, but that's what happened.
That's the only thing, the outcome of it. That's the only outcome you can get. I mean, other than getting famous and hurting the people, family that got to sit up there and watch that they don't want to look at that. They don't want to hear my child crying on no. I gotta do better. Literally, like, we have to do better, and that's it on that. Like, that's that on that, doing better.
And that's as a society. I watched this one video where this person was in a car crash, like drowning, and people were she was screaming help, and people were not. I think one person was trying to help her, but everybody else was videoing.
Just videoing. Put your damn phone down and save a life. You'll get notified. You'll get notified just by saving somebody's life. You'll get famous from that.
Girl, that's our next motherfucking thing. Put a phone down and save a life.
Yeah, save a life.
Put a phone down and save a life, because it can be from seeing some shit and acting. It can be to talking to people. Mm-hmm. You don't know, sometimes we all go into the break room, or we all go to the mall. We all on our phone when there's somebody that could be hurting, and you can open up your mouth and speak to them. But a lot of people are not on that pathway. They're not on that level. We are so addicted to social media and to instant gratification that we are losing our sensitivity to other humans. And I don't think a lot of people realize this. We also have to be aware of other people's emotions. And I feel like emotional intelligence is decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. And that is going to leave room for injustice. And that's what I believe. But let's go ahead and get into our next subject. Darisha. What do you feel like? Why do women or men change in relationships once they get comfortable?
Because you don't know who you're dealing with for real.
Huh?
I said, because you don't know who you're dealing with for real. Medea say, you got to see your man in all day. You got to see your relationship in all the seasons. You got to see when it's up, when it's down, when it's broke, when it's rich, when it's everything. You got to see it.
You got to see when someone's sick, because my interpretation is also people, once they get comfortable, they don't even see you anymore. When you're a chase, when you're something to aspire, when you're something to get, the attention is on you. Once you got that person, once you got that car, once you got that house, you're not focused on getting it. So the value is now undermined.
Yeah, because you already got it. So it ain't no appreciation being put into it.
There's no appreciation. But see, me, I'm the type, when I'm in a relationship, I know the thing is about a relationship, and people don't understand the importance of it. That's one person you don't fucking gotta be with. You have your parents. You can't control that. Your brothers and sisters, you can't control that. Your family, you cannot control that.
Yourself.
But your fucking relationship, you can control that. So once you get into a relationship and you feel as if, oh, I already got them, that's when things change. That's when things start to decline, because you start losing respect. You know, and I think
it too.
Yes, and I think that it also it comes with people building a representation of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna be this perfect person until I get them, then I'm gonna start beating their ass.
Yeah.
And it's scary. You have to lose discernment, because there's also going to be truth in people, even though they're giving you an illusion, even though they're giving you their representation, there's truth in them. So you have to have discernment. The use of discernment will be your sword for protection. It's your power, but you have to use it. And sometimes being naive can play against you. That's why you have this thing called intuition. And I had intuition, but I was so naive. I wanted to be in love so bad that the first person that said they loved me, I was willing to take anything just to be in love. And then it got to me, what is love? Love is what I want, not just what someone says. You know, so have you ever been in a situation where a motherfucker has got too comfortable with you and that chase, that energy is no longer there?
Yep. Yeah, I have.
Me too. I have to. And me,
I couldn't blame that person. I blame myself because, like I said, I mean, like you said, you just be looking for, you just be like love. You feel like, oh, if you say I love you, you love me for real. Like we're gonna die together, we're gonna be together. We in it to win it. But it's just that time and moment he love you. Like,
but you also gotta have discernment about someone's character.
Yeah.
And
see, I never took it like they said that you have red flags. I could probably see the red flags. Like the red flags was at this point smacking me in my face, but it was just like, oh, I just don't want to be alone type stuff. So I settled until it got to the point where my auntie was like, one day you just gonna get tired. You gonna know when you're tired. And that's what girl. When she said, I'm tired. I was like, I am tired. It's over with. Like, no, I'm choosing me now. It's time for me. But I just feel like once it gets to that point, once they stop chasing you, then I just feel like they looking at something else. They could potentially be chasing something else.
Yes, so once the energy changes, it's directed to somebody else. I believe that too. And I just want to have a message out there to people who are in the situation where you understand that the energy is changing. It doesn't necessarily mean that the energy is directed, but you have to have the gift of discernment. Don't stay into something just because you're comfortable, because sometimes being comfortable prevents you from growing. And sometimes it's okay to outgrow people as well. Like me, I think I'm in a certain situation, and Darisha knows, I don't want to go out like that anymore. I'd rather sit and do podcasts. Don't get me wrong, I'll go out every now and then, but every weekend, it's not. I think I'm outgrowing it.
Yeah, it's not fulfilling.
I play that damn Meek Mill song every damn time I get there. I'm like, as soon as that song get on, y'all, I'm gone. Knoxville knows, y'all, was exactly what I'm talking about. What is that song side called?
What did he say?
Bye. I'm not listening to that song 5 times. They play that song. I'm not lying. What's that song called? Meek Mill's Nightmares.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought that Eskimo, y'all thought it was rented.
They wrong for that song being played that many times in the club. I'd be like, y'all play this every weekend. There's hundreds and thousands of songs. Let me be the aux player, because you're not even a DJ. You're an aux player.
Yeah,
I can aux play some.
They be playing motherfucking YouTube and Pandora.
Yeah, they playing fucking YouTube without the damn commercial. We're not. You got
a subscription.
You know what's playing YouTube Premium? I can go home and do that and have my own fucking music.
Girl, what you said? Because I can change this light in a minute. Like, hold on.
Okay.
I'm
going to go ahead and recap some of the subjects in case we have some people that want to come up. Eventually, we get to those people who want to come up. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we don't. I guess tonight we do not. But
it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
But we have the top 6 of why do men and women change once they get comfortable in a relationship. We have the Knoxville car crash that leaves one person dead, and we don't feel like it's right to video people in their final moments. And
put your phone down and save a life.
Put your phone down and save a life. So that's our new type of energy coming into 2023. Sometimes put your phone down, talk to people, help people out. Stop using your phone as a crutch, because it's making our society become more insensitive. Also, 900 million people are affected with coronavirus in China, and the airports and travels are still open. So start using your mask and start social distancing. Risha, I have a question for you. Are you going to start using your mask?
No. I can't breathe. It's either mask or asthma. Which one? Y'all just stay away from me. Y'all ain't gotta be up close to me.
You're not gonna use your mask. My mama been talking about my mama gonna use her damn mask. She was telling me months ago.
Sierra, wear your mask in.
I'm about to start using my mask because I got coronavirus twice. The first time, I'm telling you, y'all, that shit, I thought I was dying. The second time, I was like a cold, but start using your mask. There's 900 people in China right now infected, and the borders are still open. Let's go ahead and get that video again.
That's the karate chop your little desk in half.
I'm going to chop this desk in half. Y'all got to start wearing your damn mask. Start wearing your mask or I'm going to chop this desk in half. Let me go ahead and put it. Why are you laughing?
Because you are something else.
Honey, let me go ahead. Let me go back over here because I got to put the stream on present. I'm going to show you because y'all think I'm lying. Somebody said stop watching the news, girl. No, you need to know.
Underlying diseases.
Can y'all hear it?
Such as cancer and vascular diseases.
Yeah.
World Health Organization. Close to 60,000 people have died of COVID in China since the country abruptly abandoned its tight zero COVID policy in early December. A medical official from the National Health Commission says more than 54,000 of those deaths were people with underlying diseases, such as cancer and cardiovascular diseases. The World Health Organization and the United States have accused China of, quote, underrepresenting the severity of its current outbreak.
See, they have accused them of not even being real with the numbers. So how do we know if these numbers real?
We don't, because
it could be 1 million people that died, and they still haven't. You know, everybody is so worried about the economy and the money and the debt that they're not aware of. At the end of the day, you know how many people talk about depopulation and trying to, kill people off this earth. It don't make sense because according to the World Bank, the more people you have, the more people you can put in debt, and the more profit you can get off people. Did you know there's a bank that's a World Bank that controls the money of the world? You didn't know that? Yeah, let me show y'all some research. If y'all come here, honey, Tierra's gonna show you some research. I learned that, and I learned this in college because they have the average death of people. They have the where people can get out loans. That's why certain currency is more than others because they then got loans from different countries. Look, World Bank right here. The World Bank. Yeah, they have it on the internet. We don't know that. Population who can afford healthy diets, lower to middle income, upper middle up income, high income. Child mortality. They got all this information. Poverty and inequality forms. There's all kinds of information here. Do y'all see this? There's also something I have to try to find. And I wanted to show you. I forgot all about this. International debt. What? They're not trying to show us about the debt. Okay, let's see about the COVID-19. See, look, World Bank support for country access to COVID-19. Vaccine deployment tracker. Look, I mean, y'all gotta look at the World Bank. I mean, who knows if they telling the truth or not? Look at the regions. I mean, this is all over the world, you guys. They talk about poverty and stuff like that, but there's also a lot of shit that's going on with this. But yeah, there's the World Bank. If y'all didn't know there's a World Bank, there's a World Bank that actually has all tracking of everything. Let me see. Let me look up what does the World Bank actually tracks. Let's see. What do you think the World Bank tracks?
Maybe I don't know, shit, economy, money. Let me see. The population.
World Bank reconstruction and development. The main objective of the bank is to reconstruct the world devastated economies. World devastated economies like Britain, France, Holland. That don't make no damn sense. Granting developmental loans. I told you to the loans to the undeveloped countries. But for example, like in Jamaica, like their money is not worth the same as our money. in like in Mexico. Their money, because they're basically taking money from the World Bank at a higher interest level. That's what I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. If y'all want to tell me I'm wrong, let me know. Does the world still need the World Bank? World Bank President Jim Joaquin, is that not a Chinese man? Jim Joaquin, reformer. There will always be a need for a World Bank, which celebrates the birthday of sorts Tuesday. What the hell? See, anyways, there's a such thing as the World Bank.
There's a such thing as a such thing.
At the end of the damn day, it's creepy. Why the fuck there's a World Bank I feel like if it's a World Bank, what are you doing? That's international trading. Is that what it is? And what as a nation we're trading? Also, before we leave, I don't think, because we're talking about China. Let me tell y'all something that China is doing that's scary as hell. U.S. lawmakers are acting with increased concern as Chinese purchasers are buying tens of thousands of acres of U.S. farmlands, girl. So how we going to tell the Chinese they can't come over here and they got COVID? And they buying us our land. As of start of 2020, Chinese investors own about 192,000 acres of U.S. agriculture land valued at $1.9 billion.
Damn.
Wealthy Chinese are already the largest group of foreigners real estate buyers in the U.S., with 16% of the single homes and condominium purchased by foreign buyers. Chinese is buying America. Guess what else they buying, y'all?
Just like Arabians and stuff coming overseas and buying our stores and our hair stores and all that.
They also buying Jamaica.
Wow.
Y'all. That's a whole nother. I'm gonna start doing some research and really get into some things and give y'all some information, because this is a lot of he said, she said, a lot of, just looking up. But we're gonna start getting some information, bring y'all some real shit, because I feel like they're not telling us everything. Number one. Number two, we're gonna talk about it. What? Number two, we are women. We are people with voices. We are regular ass motherfuckers. We know better than nobody else. We're going to come to bring you a podcast that's real, unfiltered, that gives you knowledge. We're not just interested in celebrity gossip. We're not interested in things, current topics, but we're interested in the core of a person, in the religion, and things that make us
everything as a whole we are interested in. We're going to discuss, talk about is topics that we don't want to talk about. We're talking about it. We're going to talk about it. We don't have no filters. There's no sugar coating. No, none of that. I'm going to give you my, the way I feel. She going to say the way she feel, and y'all can give us the way y'all feel.
Right.
It's communicating, let's learn off of each other type environment. That's what we have.
Exactly. And that's what we're about. That's why we encourage our guests to actually come up and talk.
We involve y'all.
Exactly. And we don't care if you against our opinion, if you're with our opinion, it's your opinion.
Yeah, and you have the right to say what you want and feel how you feel.
Right, because we believe ultimately in information. We believe in being aware. We believe in your consciousness. And we believe by doing the right thing. We also understand that too much knowledge can be destructive if you don't understand your power, because with power comes great responsibility.
Responsibility.
You're not responsible enough.
No.
But do you have any thoughts or any ending points or anything you want to make, Risha?
No.
Go ahead and shout out your social media.
Okay, y'all can get my YouTube is Risha J. My TikTok is Risha J. My Facebook is Risha J. Go like, share, and follow. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play her intro, outro.
Tap in. This is Risha J. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm giving you the little pointers or whatever.
Okay. And my ending thoughts is I'm Tierra. I'm the host of Divine Honesty, but we have, where it's me and my two cousins, honey, we have 3 Real Talk. And that is another page on social media, which we're also streaming from. So if you're on 3 Real Talk already watching, good for you. If you're not on 3 Real Talk or Real 3 Talk, go ahead and
bring that ass here. Bring that ass here, boy.
But also Divine Honesty. If you're here, I also have a channel, Divine Honesty, and I basically post a lot of inspirational quotes, motivation, insight, unfiltered conversations. I have a community of people who are always very insightful, very smart, very encouraging. I also have funny memes, something to make you laugh, so just make sure you definitely follow Divine Honesty as well. And here is my little channel. I know. Real ass quotes. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do an outro with our 3 Real Talk. And I just want to say thank you for everybody who came on the live. If you can share and like, we greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
It will help us with the algorithm. So share. And thank you again. So let me go ahead and do 3 Real Talk while we get out this thing. Just tell me what you want.